Salt Tater Chips. It's Logan the Sparky. You like that name. So today we are going to put in a 220 plug for my welder so we can do some higher gauge steel. So I turned the power off, as you can see from the beginning of the video. We're not going to work on it hot because why would you want to work on anything hot? It could explode in your face. So take safety, to its limits and stuff like that. I'm an electrician. I've been told a lot of scary stories, so I'm like, I don't want anything blowing up in my face. So, yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my best buddy, Foreman Lee. I'm not going to say his last name, keep his information private. But, yeah, he gave me some good pointers and stuff on how to do this and everything. And just anything in general. He helped me out so much. But we are going to test the panel and make sure it's truly off, even though I know it's off. But I'd rather know it's off before you actually come in and touch anything. So, we get it over here. I'm on a swivel. Hold on. It's probably not recognizing my gloves. Hold on. There we go. Alright, so it's on an automatic swivel thingy, whatever. So it follows me around. But we're going to go ahead and take the front off, cover. And we're going to get the multimeter. Make sure it's off on both sides of the hots. It's only a two-phase, of course. It's only in the house, in the garage. But when you mix the two together, you get 240. So we're going to go ahead and take these off. I got rotors below me, so it's hard to get up in here. So as soon as I take this off, there is guts, just guts. So if this was live, you would have to be really, really careful. But like I said, if you're doing this on the side, if you're not an electrician, don't know what the hell you're doing, shut the damn power off. Shut it off. Okay, so you can see we got the cover off. Just the cover of that dead front, technically, but there's no dead front. It's just the cover. It's supposed to be behind that. All right, so I got the multimeter here. Volts. There we go, 300. So I think it's we got it here. You can see. So we're gonna go ahead and the multimeter up there. And so your ground. So you got the two hots up here, and you got your neutral side on the right side, and then your ground. I already said is over here on the left side. So you can put your ground there. I'm not getting anything on that hot. Not getting anything on that hot, and there shouldn't be anything on the neutral side. So we are good. There's nothing. But I'm still take precautions and not touch any kind of metal. You never know. You can have switches on. There's no power at all to this building. So turn the multimeter off. Well, there's a 30 amp here, which I think there's an outside light up top of the garage in the corner. They did have it on at one point, and they came in and disconnected it because they don't have no bulb up in there currently. Yeah. So they just disconnected it. I don't even know if the wire's still in here. I think it is. It's just tucked up. Maybe. I don't know. They may have pulled it out entirely, but it looks like it's going straight. No, it's still up there. Oh, it's tucked down in behind the panel, I think. It's back here. No, it's there. They got it on 15 or 20 amp? I don't know. I don't think it's connected though. But so we got this 30 amp right here. We're gonna take it out. So they just they got tabs on one end. You just gotta take it and pull it towards you, and they got these little locks. So it was in like this, and so you gotta hook and then push in, and that's what actually will connect to those right there. So I'll show you when I get the 50 amp. The only things I bought yesterday was the 50 amp 2-pole breaker. It's a Homeland one. Thank you again, Lee, for pointing it out which one I needed. So yeah, it's just a 50 pole or 50 amp 2-pole right there. Amp right there, or amp breaker. And then we got this 220 plug right here, or 240, whatever fuck. So it's gonna be for my adapter for my welder. And then I got I bought these a long time ago because I was doing some more Halloween stuff. But I was gonna put a receptacle inside of a waterproof box so I can have my controller and stuff put in there. So I have like 2 of these or 4 of these or some shit like that. So I got wire down there that I'm going to just have, you know, rolled up on the bottom. But I'm just going to stuff it in here and then put this plug inside of it like that. It'll fit perfectly in there. And then when I'm not using it, the power is going to be switched off into the panel, and it's just going to be rolled up right here. So whenever I use my welder, I can just roll it out and flip that 50 amp right there, and it'll be perfectly good. So, all right, again, 50 amp 2-pole is off. You got your, if you can see it somewhere, that's on. That's off, of course. So you're going to go, you're going to put it in the hook, and you're going to make sure it's in there, and then you're going to go, you're going to give it a nice little shove. It should just fall right in there. You had to do a little bit because the prongs are new, but that's in there. So we're good on that. Just make sure that's off, of course. And then we're going to take our wire that we got. Also, thank you, Lee. And we're going to go up in the middle. There's a connector on the bottom, a little Romex one. It's huge, though, so I'm hoping I can actually use it. Right here. Yeah, I should be able to use that pretty good. There's an existing power coming through here at one point. But let me get my knife. Hold on, let me get my knife. Alright, so I got my knife here, and I got a smaller screwdriver for, even though I think that one down there would work, but just to open these screws on the actual breaker here, so I can put my two fucking hot wires on there, as easily as 1, 2, 3. But we're going to take this wire, and we're going to get enough slack go up there to the top and into the actual thing, so we're going to cut back a couple inches, should be able to. You gotta be very careful so you don't cut into the actual wire. So I'm just kind of going through the surface of it, cutting it. That way we can slice it back. You want to look at it, make sure it's not nicked, because when you have nicked stuff, it's not good. All right, so I got the sheathing off. There is a white. I am probably going to phase that. Which, if I move out or anything, it's probably this is going to come with me no matter what. But if I do leave it for some odd reason, they'll know that it's not a neutral and it's just a hot. So I'm going to put some electrical tape on there, and then that way we know, or somebody knows that it's not a neutral and it's actually a hot. So, but we got our ground right here. It's a bare copper. Then we got the 2 hots, minus the neutral color, but it's going to be electrical tape, so you wouldn't know. But yeah, that should be enough to get up into there because our grounding bar's right there. But let me get some electrical tape first. Yeah, you gotta take this shit seriously. You don't want to mess over anybody, especially working with this kind of stuff. So we're just gonna take the electrical tape, go as far down as we can. It ain't gotta be all the way, but I'm just gonna do it anyways, just because. So we're gonna go all the way up to the kind of part where we need to strip it back. All right, that should be good. I got like a ½ inch or so hanging out the top of that. Alright, so I got my wire strippers. We're going to go ahead and cut that wire, strip the sheathing off. That's the 1 hot. We're going to do the same thing right there. Pull that bad boy. It's supposed to come off. There we go. So pull those off like so. And we're going to come up through the panel from the bottom of this. Gotta grab it. Okay, so we got the ground. We're going to take that and do the back. Like that. We're going to do that one last. Let me get in here a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to push these. It's one of the hots back. The big hot coming in. So we're going to go ahead, take both the hots, put them on both sides of the breaker. So we're going to go in. It's on the back side. You're going to have to squeeze her on in there. Just be nice and careful with it. Make sure she's in there. You're going to take the other one, the last one, put it in there. Goes in the back. You got to make sure she's in there all the way. Alright. So that way they're in there. We're going to take our screwdriver and crank those 2 down. Don't touch the tip. Let me get my smaller screwdriver. Tighten it down. Crank her down pretty good. Do the same thing with the other one. Alright, that's it. So now we do the ground. That's right here. Doesn't matter which way where it goes. As long as you choose a spot that's closest to the actual where the ground comes out at on your Romex. So we're going to take this, screw it back. And then we're going to do a nice little 90 into there. Okay, so our 90's in there. Push it up just a little bit. You take a screwdriver, put it in there, tighten it down. Do it pretty good. Don't go crazy on it because it's a little bit less weakened. So that's it. So I'm gonna get you closer. So there's our, hold on, there we go. There's our 2-pole 50 amp breaker. You got both the hots, one there, and then you got the ground coming through there and up onto the ground bar back there. And I don't know if I'm getting it. I hope, because my camera's on the front facing. So hopefully I'm getting that in the video. But yeah, there's the 2 hots there, and then you see it's been phased black in the ground, of course. There's all the other stuff too. But the next thing is we got to tighten that connector down here so it's not just falling around and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So we're going to get that in there and get it tight. And then we're going to go ahead and put the plug on the end of there. Then we go turn the power on. Make sure she works. So let's get the connector tightened below. Look pretty nice. Nice and clean install. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this connector down here so that we don't get pulled out. I'm glad because I almost bought some of these Romex connectors for this yesterday. I was like, I'll just see what I can do. And I came home and I looked and I seen this at the bottom. I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, worked out great. Alright, so that one's tight. This one is pretty much tight. There we go. Yep. That don't budge at all. Let me slide it over just a little bit. There we go. Alright, don't go too crazy on that. So that's done. Next thing is we're getting the, get the box and the plug, get that wire in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the cover back on before we turn the power on. And then we're gonna go, turn the power on, and then come back and test the plug. That's actually working. We're getting our 240s out of it. So we're gonna do the same thing. Cut this back. We don't need a lot in that box. We just need a couple inches in there. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Do probably like 6 inches or so. That back. Put that back to where I have it. I might do a little bit more than that. You can stuff a lot in that box. So it's probably about 7 inches or so now. Oh, I didn't know it turned on the thing again. Alright. So we got that. We got the ground there. Of course, the 2 hots. So go ahead, phase the white again on this end, of course. You never know. All I'm just doing is rolling it up. Okay, that's that. Take our strippers, go around, like that, pop it off. Do the same thing with the other hot. Boom. That. Alright, so we're going to take our box. I already did the knockout on one side right there. They come with screws in the bottom. There's 4 of them. So we'll need that for the box. But let's get the Romex through there first. So, go through. Alright, hold on. Bring it back. Come here. Stop. There we go. I must have held my hand up in front of it and turned it on again, but... Okay, so shove that through there. We're going to get this on there first. So here's the plug. So you got your ground on the bottom, then your 2 hots. If you had a dryer or whatever, there would be, 2 hots and a neutral and a ground, but this is just the 2 hots. What the fuck was that? So, and it's backstabbing. So we're going to take the ground, put it in there first. Get my screwdriver. Where is it? Somewhere down here. It's just a fill or a flathead, I mean. So just put it in there. Crank her down. Okay. cranked her down on the ground right there. And you take another one of the hots, put it through the back, crank her down. And I'll show you after I get done. It's just the camera's too high. Yep, crank her down. Do the same thing for the last hot on the other side. They'll be on opposite sides, of course. It's weird. Like opposite sides of the box or the plug. So just do the same thing. Shove it up in there. If you have too much wire hanging out the back, if you have it in a metal box, I would suggest cutting it so it's not showing, because you don't want that grounding out and causing some early 4th of July stuff. So you got your ground in there, and then you got your 2 bronze screws there. Those are your hots. If you had a neutral, it would be a silver screw. So it might stick out just a little bit, unless I can get this to kind of smash down into the box. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, it's kind of sticking out of there. Sort of. It'll work. Alright, so we'll take our... My phone's dying. We gotta be quick. So take 2 screws. I gotta get a screwdriver. This sort of fly head might work pretty good. So I got one side in, get this other screw in there. It's getting dark behind me. Might rain again. Right, so we gotta get it screwed down, nice and tight in there. Sure sucks. Phillips or flathead. One side, get this other side real quick. Okay, so that's it. Got the Romex still in there. It's just pushed up in there and then folded it down. So I'm gonna get this cover back on. I'm not gonna record that, me putting that back on there. We'll go downstairs, flip that breaker on that's in the basement, and then come up here and test that the plug is actually getting the 240 that we are hoping for. And after that, it'll be done. We're ready to have it hooked up, ready to go. So yeah, let me get this cover on, and then we'll go turn it on and be right back up here. So be right back. Okay, we're back downstairs to my panel for the basement, or for the garage, to turn it back on. So we're gonna go ahead and flip it, the 100 amp. There's 2 of them, one for the house, one for the garage. So when you always do this, you always kind of want to look away. So, but it shouldn't do anything if there's a fault, because we have that 50 amp off. We won't know until we go upstairs and turn that one on in the garage. So, all right, here we go. All right, so we should have power to the garage. So we'll get back out there, see if it's on. As you can see, we have power back onto the garage. Look at here. Boom. So here's the panel. Let me put you back on here. Alright, so I'll put this plug over here, in case it does do something funky. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. It's off. You're going to come right here. You look away. Boom. On. Okay? So that's on. So now we're going to take our multimeter. We're going to check this plug here. Turn it back on there. It should be hot. So put one in ground. and put one of these reds into the hold on. There we go. 120, 120. Both sides. You can't see it. It's 124. I was on DC, that's why. But 120 on one side. And then a little over, it's 122 on the other side. There we go. So yeah, works good. Yep. Alright. That's how you install a 220 plug into your garage, your house, whatever you want to put it in. It's easy as that. Once you know how to do it, of course. But it's not bad. Just take your precautions. Never do anything live. Unless you absolutely have to, but if you don't have to, turn that shit off. Like I said, you don't want that stuff blowing up in your face. But yeah, I'm gonna try to cut this video down as short as possible because it's already at 32 minutes. But hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see some more stuff, definitely follow or subscribe because it's gonna go on YouTube as well. But yeah, thank you for watching and stay safe out there. See ya. You can see this short little clip. 220 right there, boy. Full maxed out 250 amps, 22 volts. Yeah, that's it. Cool.